Uh, Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class. Today, we are going to start with a new subject that is nothing but the innovation management. We learn today what's the meaning, what's the definition, and what is the general concept of it, one by one. Let once we'll have with our slides. Uh, yeah. Now, what do you mean by innovation management? Innovation comes from the Latin word innovate and stands for renewal. That means we are going to renew if anything. That means something is gone already, and it is going to be exist after a few period of time. Then what to do? We are going to bring a new changes in that or not. All these things will be depend on our innovations. That's the reason we used to say innovation is very important. And innovation is nothing but it's like it's something new that brings benefits for an organization or for society. So innovation in nothing but which is going to bring a benefit for the firm or organization or for the social society. This is total change. Not only that, the concept of research and development, that means the innovation management depends upon the research and development. If you go on our next slide, we'll come to know what do you mean by innovation management deals with. So here innovative management deals with all measures to promote innovation in organization and to generate benefits. For example, what are those things for what are the benefits we are going to get? New products and services. How we are going to get the new products and services to conquer in the market, new market. Another one, improved products and services to stand out from the competition. Next, improve internal processes to strengthen the company from the inside or to save cost. Last one, development of new business models to use new source of income. See, I want to explain to you one by one in a common parlance. Let's we have a business like we are having a hotel or a restaurant. So, what are the new products and services to conquer new market? That means when a new market is there already, our product is there, our service, food and service is there, our car manufacturing product is there in the market. So, we have to, the innovation will help us to identify our product and service to conquer in the new market. Either in this new market, our product or service is essential, or we are going to get benefited, or the customers are in need of our products and goods with huge demand. So all these things will be coming with the help of the innovative management or innovation management. Not only that, innovation management will improve our product and service to stand out from the competitions. How, what's the quality of our product and services, customers will come to know and they compare our product and services with the competition and our innovation. By doing the research and development in the market, we can say confidently that our product will run for the long term or for a period of time. Not only that, innovation management improve internal process within the organizations. That means within the manufacturing unit, what are the strengths of the company from the inside to save cost? What are the cost will be there, manufacturing cost will be there from the raw material to the finished goods. All these things will be taking place properly and they will do the research. They will take the sample size in the R&D department. R&D is nothing but research and development department and they will work on it. Now, development of new business models to use new sources of income. Yes. So, what's happening? The development of new business models. What are the models or the innovation taking place for our the business? It will use new source of income. What is the source of income? Shall we add a new product? Shall we bring the new product? Shall we launch a new product in the market? Will it run or not? By seeing the situation and condition of the market, the marketers have to take the decisions and they have to work on it. So this sort of things will help them to find the innovative. That means to source of income it will bring over there. Now we'll go for another one. The meaning of innovation. See, according to Stephen P. Robbins, innovation is a new idea applied to initiating or improving a product, process, or service. That means it is totally, it talks about any idea we are going to bring in the market towards a product or our process or services. That means the method here. Now, according to Peter Drucker, innovation is the means by which the entrepreneur either creates new wealth producing resources or endows existing resources with enhanced potential for creating wealth. Now, what are the things, that means what are the things we will get or the company or the firm will get with the help of innovation? Innovation is nothing but creativity or taking out the result. Now, if you are having a good innovation, then it will affect on our vision of the company, and it will go for the creativity, it will go for the incentive, inspiration. Sometimes it will bring the inspiration in the company. Planning will be there, development will be there, motivation will be there, teamwork will be there, brainstorming will be there. All these things will be there in the innovation. That means each other, one subject to another subject is related here. How? See, when a company is going to manufacture a product, what are the things are needed? Like we need the research also. Research and development is also important after manufacturing the product. Either if our product will run in the market or not. Like operations research, take the final decisions. That means every subject is interrelated. What will be the cost we have to pay? The finance one. How we have to go with our product. That means to whom we have to select. That means HR persons. What are the quality skilled laborers and unskilled laborers we have to collect for manufacturing of our unit or product. Now, IT is needed. What are the information technologies needed over there? What are the things to promote our product, advertisement, marketing, all these things. So, innovation is the nothing but it is helping to all the departments in different views. How? We'll go for a small sample size here or a small term. Now, the term research is a science-based concept, whereas development is the outcome of technology. That means overall, research is nothing but a science-based concept, but whereas development is the outcome of technology. What is the technology we are using? What the output we are getting? What benefit a company or the firm are getting with the help of this technology? If these two concepts are mixed, then the outcomes will be processes, product, and service. As I told you in the earlier slide that innovation deals with the product, processes, or services. Now, research and development define as to improve new knowledge and apply scientific or engineering knowledge to link the knowledge in one field to that in others. So here they had to explain, that means the expert Russell had been given the great definition over here. He want to try to explain us that to improve new knowledge about the product with the help of applying new science or engineering concept. That means by adding the technology in that product, it will be easy for us to bring some innovation in the product. Like for example, I will take an example of a car. A car should be driven by a driver or by a human being, HR. But nowadays, the innovation has came that without a driver, that means automatic, remote cars or the automatic cars are there, are the sensor cars are also there. So the technology has been improved and it is developing day by day. So without a man, we can drive a car or robots. So there are all the human activities are taking place by machines with the help of technology. So all these things will come in the part of innovation. Now we'll go for another term. What are the elements of research and development? So today our topic, we are going to start with the introduction of our innovation management and R&D. As I'm informing you that R&D is a part and it is a full dependent on the innovation management. Now, what are the elements of research and development activity? So the first one is the objectives, the second one is the technology portfolio, third one is the source of information, fourth one research and development organization, fifth one is resource availability, and the sixth one is resource allocation, allocating the resource in a proper way. Now we will learn one by one what does it mean and how it is taking place in the market. Now first one, I will explain you. Yeah, technology portfolio. See, the first one is the objectives and objectives of R&D. Yeah, what are the objectives of the research and development? The first one is to defend the existing range of business. Whatever the business range is going, it is going to, that means it is going to defend the existing business. Second objective of the R&D department is to diversify into new business. That means if a new business if you want to start, that means we can diversify it. We can go for it if it is profitable or not. So it will help us to identify of our product image in the market and demand also. So what are the things are needed, or what are the features we should have to develop in our product. So all these things will be taking place in the R&D department. Now another objective is to develop technological capability. Nowadays every company are trying to uh, develop the capability of the product with the help of technology. And the last one is to examine new developments in technology. And after adapting that, again they are doing the research. They are going for the examining the new developments in the technology. Either it is helpful for the society or for the human beings, or the people are will be able to cover up or not, or it will be harmful or not. Either it is eco-friendly or not. All these things will be done in the R&D department with the help of a sample size. Now, we'll go for the next term, next element, that is nothing but technology portfolio. What do you mean by technology portfolio? The technology portfolio is a compilation of information about a firm's investment in information technology. Totally it deals with the firm's investments, how the company or the firm has invested with the help of the technology, and how in returns they are getting, and how they will get benefited with this technology. Another point, the information is organized to show how these investments support the firm's goals and to demonstrate the relationships among the current and planned investments. Yeah. See here, uh, the information technology portfolio management takes place in the five stream. Like in the marketing, we have learned about the product life cycle, but here we are having product life cycle phases with the help of five colors. You can see on the screen that we are having five colors here one by one. What does it mean? Totally the navy blue color, it talks about the new products in the research and development phase. So whenever this color, that means nowadays the companies are using a logo or a symbol or a sign for identification of it procedure which is taking place within the company, that is nothing but the primary source. So this one it talks about whenever the product will be there and they are labeling a small uh, violet color sticker, means that means it's nothing but the new products in the research and development phase. That means it is in the research and development phase still. Now if you talk about the violet, the products chosen for enterprise deployment and supported for one or more revisions. That means it has been selected and they are doing, it is going to be deployed or supported for one or more revisions. Once again they are want to recheck it. Now if we go for the third one, containment, the product deployment halted or while support continues for the last revision. That means it has been halted, it has been stopped, and that it supports continues for the last revision. Now the sunset, the enterprise product removal initiate support continues. That means whatever the things we have to remove from the enterprises, they will remove it and they will support for the continue. Now the retirement will be there. The product removed from the enterprise support terminated. Then whatever the things will be there, we are going to remove it or terminate from our product. That means here has been mentioned clearly that whenever we are manufacturing the products or units, they will collect a sample size and they will identify how much percentage of defects are there in this product, or this innovation will be there, or the creative will be there. So either it can run in the market or not, or what is the mainstream of this product, what are the containments do we have, what are the retirement. That means either we have to remove this or we have to go for the sunset, or the enterprises product remove, initiate, everything we have to do in the R&D department only. Now we will go for the next information point, that is nothing but R&D strategies planning, that means developing. We are having four technologies. One is the core technologies, What is the work of the core technologies? The central to all or the most of the company's product. That means it will provide the information to the center on almost all the company's product. Center means head office here. Now, complementary technologies. So, complementary technologies is nothing but additional technologies and peripheral technologies. That means whose application contributes to the business. Which application will be contributes to the business, which is very important. Then we will go for the peripheral technologies. Now, emerging technology, long-term significance. The long-term significance, this technology we are using for our management. That means the innovation management is playing an important role with the help of this strategic planning. Now we'll go for the another term, that is source of information. How the R&D department will get the source information. What are the sources? So here we are having two sides of information. One is the primary, another one is the secondary. The primary source is nothing but internal sources. That means the information can be obtained from various sources such as internal source like in-house, and external house, that is customers, firms, universities and government laboratories, etc. So here if you see in the picture, so the primary data talks about internal data and external data, and secondary data also talks about internal data and external data. What are the example of internal data here? Like surveying employees within your organization. That means taking surveying with the employees within the organization. That means checking the quality of work, its regular attendance, quality of work, and output of the unit, if it is in the term of manufacturing terms. So all these things, what are the information, what are the data we are collecting from the employees within the organization, that is nothing but the internal data. Now coming to the external data, that means interviewing through leaders in your industry. That means outside persons are coming and taking the interviews or collecting that. All these things will be taking place by the external peoples are nothing but the primary data of internal external data of the in the primary source. Now coming to the secondary data, again in the secondary data we are having internal data as well as in the external data. Now for example, in internal data we are having Google Analytics data on your website visitors. So this data will nothing but internal data by using by the secondary person or secondary data. Now external data is nothing but using survey data published by Stack Overflow. Here it has been mentioned clearly that what does it mean? How the internal data is differ from the external data in both the primary and secondary sources. Now we will go for the little bit more explanation about the inspiration sources. What does it mean and how the information we can get? See, internal is nothing but here the research facilities of the enterprises. What are those things? Equipments, constructions and technology departments, personal. Personal means here HR, human resource, invention and rationalization projects, know-how, improvements of production, organization, and others. That means improvement of the production, organization, and methods of work reported by employees. Other. Now, externals. What are the data we can get? National study results, research and development institutions like higher schools, facilities of the Polish Academy of the Science, resort and industry units, R&D economic entities. Another one, foreign studies, R&D economic entitles knowledge transfer institution, license and know-how purchase or obtained from other enterprises, import of machinery and devices, scientific projects, staff exchange, training, sharing experience. All this data will come from the external source. Now we will go with the sources of finance. An example I have selected here, how the finance can be taken place in the internal term as well as in the external term. In the internal term, we are having the personal capital, working capital, retained profits, family and friends sources. All this data will be comes in the internal source of finance. What are the external one? Like debt finance, public finance, equities finance, public and private equity finances. All these things, by seeing the picture, it will you can easily understand that how the source of internal election is different. Now, next one is R&D organization, research and development organization. See, new features implementation of the life cycle. we are having 6 steps here to identify the how the R&D department organization should be there. So for understanding this concept, I want to open a small picture for you. See, on the screen it has been mentioned. The first one is the research, and the second one is the here I'll just yeah, screen is not, yeah, data collection analyst, and the third one is nothing but business decision. And the fourth one here is designing and creativity, that means design mocks and created. Fifth one is final design approval, and the sixth one is implementation of the design and adding the feature and going for the test. Now after this, again we are having two terms. One is yes or no. If it is going for no, then what is the problem? We have to identify the problem in the product and we have to make it yes. Once again it will goes one by one from the starting step. Now we will see here, the first step, research is conducted to observe different ways the user interacts with new and existing feature of a software product. See here in the picture, it has been mentioned clear the research. What does it mean? The research is nothing but it conducted to observe different ways the user interacts with new and existing features. New and existing features of a software product. What are the these companies providing? What this new company is providing? What sort of new features are there in the company, and what sort of new features are there with the competition company? So all they will compare and they will take the decision. So this innovative research and development organizations help to the company that what is the data or what is the information related to the customers it will provide. Depending on the research, they will develop those features in the product and they will bring in the market. Now, what is the second step? Large amount of data are collected and analyzed to come up with different inferences. So, what is the second step in this? That means data collection is there. They will collect the data for either from the primary source or from the secondary source or internal or external. All these things depend on the company. After doing research, it's the duty of the company. They have to collect the information and they have to analyze it. That means they have to do the research in that and they have to identify. Now the third step, business decisions. It is the very important by doing big problems like with the help of the operations research experts or the operations management experts in the team of the organization. There will be a round table conference before taking a decisions. They'll collect the data information from the human resources, HR, finance person, marketing person, IT person, R&D person. After that, the higher authority person will analyze the data. Depending on the data, they will take the decision. So this after doing the research and after doing the collection of data, then the company experts will sit together and they will take the business decision either it is good or not, it will be better for our company or not. They will go for it. Another thing, business decision is made whether to proceed with the implementation of the feature based on the data analysis, alignment, the strategic vision of the company, competition research, and whether the features meet the needs of the existing and new customers. So what the expert will do, what the decision will be taken in this business, they will analyze with the help of the data. They will analyze it. Whether if you are going to bring this alignment or strategy or the feature in the product, whether it will be benefited to the existing customer and new customer or not, either the competition will overcome with the work this feature also or not, they will do the research. So the third step is they have to take the decision. Proper decision making is important. Now if you see in the picture, so what will happen in this, there will be two options will be there. One is yes, one is no. If it is no, further investment will be needed and they will invest. Why we should not have to utilize this feature? What are the drawbacks? They will take out the negativism and positivism both, and they will once again they will do the research from the starting. If not, again after doing further investment needed also, if they come to know that they will be sell the feature, that means it is not properly utilized by the company or by the customer after a time being, then they don't want to waste their money or cost or investment in that product or future, so they'll stop it. If they find yes, if they find the majority of the decision makers are supporting, then they will go for the design mocks and creative. What are those? Let's see. The fourth step is if the business decides that the feature provides value to the customers and the company, the UX designer formulate wireframes, flowcharts, mock designs, etc. to communicate the preliminary structure and functionality. Preliminary is primary functions structures over here. So what does it mean? That means once the data has been selected, yeah, the company will come to know that this, if you are going to add this feature in this product or in our product, chances are there that the customers are going to purchase our product by seeing the competition in the market. So what will happen? They will go with this concept or with this chance. So after taking the decision, they will go for the flow charts, like they'll formulate in a wireless frame, and they'll go for the mock designs, or they'll take the communication. That means they'll go for the small functionality in a R&D department, research and development department. Before going for in a bulk manufacturing, they'll collect a small size sample size in the market, and they'll do the research on it. After doing that, then after getting the statement from the customer, then they will go for it. Now we will go for the fifth step. After designing mocks and created and everything has been finalized, then they will go for the final design approved. So what will happen with this sample size? If any defects are coming within the product, they will remanufacture it or they will work on that defects. So that means the final design will be, which will be the how the pattern should be, how the design should be, what is the color should be, what sort of taste, smell, or everything they will do in this fourth stage. That means designing and creating the product. Once after designing has been taking place, then internally they will take the data. That means they will collect the information from the internal source within the organization. Or sometimes if it is insufficient, if the data is insufficient, then they will go for to the external information. They will collect the information by launching the product in a very small sample size in the market to know the defects and effects, whether it will run or not. Once it got success in the market, if any alteration is needed in the product, then they will go for the final design approval. So what does it mean? In the final design approval, the assets are produced and delivered to the engineers. That means whatever the assets we are having, it will be mentioned to the engineers. So it is a duty of the engineers. They have to identify the effects and defects, and they have to remanufacture it, and they have to go for the final design or the final manufacturing product. Before going for the final product, it is a duty of the engineers or the expert. They have to take out the blueprint and they have to keep in front of the top experts or the final decision maker. After finalizing that, then it will be once they pass the final decision making, the engineers will go for the final decision with the help of the R&D department. Now the sixth step is nothing but feature implementation and testing. That means after doing final design, once again they will go for the feature implementation and they will design on it. So let's have a look here. Different iterations of the softwares are developed and tested until the product meets its requirements and can be delivered to end users. So after manufacturing the software and development programs, they will test until the product meets its requirements. What are the requirements is needed, it will require and can be delivered to end users. So this is the step we have to take, and so this is the product, or we can go for the new feature. Now here one more product picture is there. It's talk about the organizational structure and of cooperative research. See, they are following, that means they are focusing on the focus firm, a matrix oriented organizational structure. They'll know what are the weak knowledge of this flowchart, what's the strong knowledge of this flowchart. They'll go for this. If you see this picture in a common parlance, I'll explain you one by one. What does it mean here? See, the R&D department input oriented organizational structure with the help of participants in network collaboration. Here the participation in network collaboration, all this they'll send the sample size and they will wait for the focus. They'll focus what is the idea generation phase 1, what is the development phase, what is the production phase, Here the developing new product in network collaboration at strategic level. What are the strategies we are having, a company is having for going for the final design. Then there will be the development phase will be there. Yeah, after checking out from the different peoples, then they will go for the development phase. In the development phase, they will focus company in the network collaboration, like production department of OEM slash ODM. That means original equipment manufacturing or original design manufacturing. ODM means, I repeat, original design manufacturing, original equipment manufacturing. They will send to the 3 or 4 samples. They will send to different firms for identifying. After what are the defects and effects are coming, again they'll structure. It will come to the organization matrix oriented place, and again they'll send it to the engineers. The engineers should have to develop the phase, like the developing a new product in network collaboration at executive level. Then the production phase will start over there. So this is the procedure of research and development department, how the input oriented organization structure takes place and the production will comes out. What are the effects in the weak and strong? All these things will be there. Now the next one is resources availability. It is a duty of the organization. They have to identify whether the resources are available or not. Resources can be procured from internal source or from external source. Already we had explained internal source and external source in the last slide. Now the definition of resource availability is nothing but resource accessibility, access to the right resource for a given project at a given time with the necessary skill set in a case of people, or the necessary technology in case of non-human resources. That means resource availability, what are the resources we are having, if it is coming towards a human persons, we have to check the skill of that person. If it is coming to the product, we should have to check the availability of the technology. So which one is good? So it is a duty of the expert people. They have to do a clear, they have to collect the clear data while giving the resources availability. That means what are the resources they are having, they have to whom they are giving this project, and in what time they have to complete, and what are the necessary skills persons are needed, what are the newly technological machines or equipments are needed. All these things they have to take care. So the resource availability will be in the phases of taking time. That means given time will be the necessary skills will be taking place, and at the right time with the right person at the right place we have to launch the product, and without defects and effects. Once the product has been launched, then there will be a sequence of benefits in the market. If you see in this slide, all these persons, one is IT person, one is a finance person, one is marketing, and one is HR person, they are sitting together and they are planning for the innovation of the new product. This is the network. How, from where we can get, who will be the best supplier towards the quality of product, and who's the best skilled laborers and employees to whom we have to generate, or to whom, from whom we have to select or elect the skilled laborers, from which agency, all these things. If you see in the next slide, who will be, what will be the supply, what is the chain of supply, what is the network do we have, either we can reach within the short span of time the quality of our product or not. So all these things, that means each and every subject is interrelated to each and everything at different concept and conditions. See here in the operations research how the networking will takes place from one person to another person, or from one supply to another supply, and all these things will be taken place in this. You may have learned, or you may be are going to learn in practically by the networking. So all the resources will be taking place. That means how this networking helps to bring the supply of goods from one person to the another person. Now we will go for the last one, that is the resource allocation. What does it mean? Resources are allocated based on the overhead cost or accounting method. Resource allocation is a plan for using available resources, for example, human resource, especially in the near term to achieve goals for the future. It is the process of allocating scarce resources among the various projects or business units. Now, from resource allocation, proper planning is used for resource allocation. For example, human resource, which person is good for which kind of work, what are the outputs we are going to achieve our goals. That means the company will focus on the mission and visions are the goals for the future. So depending on the allocated scarce resources, if they are having the scarce resources, they have to pre-plan it before, only before getting a scare in the market. So it is a duty of the expert people. They have to go for the resource allocation should be done in a proper way, so it should not have to waste the time, money, efforts of the company or a firm. So here some questions will be there that will be taken place by the experts or the managers peoples. Why shall we have to allocate to this person or to this firm? Where should we have to allocate all the resources? When should, how should, what should, who should? All these questions answer should have to get in a strategic way, so that we will get the output. Here is one more slide. You can see here. Now planning and resource allocation, what does it mean? First we are having the finance, will be the financial forecast, budget projections, annual development and execution. Again, coming to the institution plans, what is our institution plan, what is the strategic plan, what is the strategic projects, what are the initiatives we are getting from our project. Depending on this, the financial statement will takes place. Now program plans, what is the program, what is the program review, what is the annual department planning, what is the annual budget, what is the allocation of the resources. All these things will be taking place in the implementation plan. So the implementation plans will collect that information from the institution plans of the strategic plan and projects are the programs. From this it will mention the budget, how much budget we need to finalize or implement this project, and this will be taken place in the annual budget. That means how much, what is the annual budget of our company, how much budget can we allocate it, either we are having in advance or not. All this allocation will be taking place with the help of the data or the information from the implementing plan. And while going, before going for execution, they'll see the assessment outcomes and measure environment scanning. All these things they will do from this strategy. So it is a cycle. It's a cycle where we are going to learn each and everything. So by this, I hope students you have understand what is the use of R&D in the management. So thank you students for watching. If you have any kind of problems, please mention in the comment box and mention your roll numbers in the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.